Toyota's next-generation concept car FT-Me, which was once a pipe dream research project for urban dwellers, has made a giant step towards becoming a reality in the form of a mass manufacturing vehicle. The UK government has provided the Japanese automobile maker with a $20 million grant to invest in a comprehensive feasibility study that would result in small-scale, local production. This prize, as a consequence of the UK's Drive 35 campaign, is further toward Toyota's vision of long-term small green mobility for European high-density city living. The FT-Me vehicle will be engineered by a team headed by Toyota and including light EV specialist ELM, solar tech company Savcor, and Derby University. The consortium will investigate the technical and commercial viability of creating a small battery electric vehicle that would fit the European Union's L6e Light quadricycle category. The program will bring Toyota's future concept into mass production with sustainability, value, and innovation balanced. Test work would be performed in Toyota's Burniston plant in Derbyshire, a dream factory that has guided Toyota's UK production for many years. Burniston would host a low-volume build of the FT-M if the feasibility study is positive. The University of Derby would conduct testing and validation of the vehicle to make sure the car lives up to very high European performance and safety standards. How to attempt to put the new technology and green material in a small, light frame will be included in the research topics. Savcor solar roof will be included to supply power to the FT-M in an efficient way with the power, the sun being used to supply power to the additional energy needed by the vehicle. The research will also consider the extensive utilization of green material and recycled material to facilitate the car to fulfill Toyota's environmental plan at grand level. The partnership will also investigate whether it will be possible to have commonization of parts with ELM's last-mile delivery vehicle, which is set to be launched in 2024. It will equate production cost and lower logistics with tailored supply chains and manufacturing bases. The partnership is under Toyota's aspiration to work closely with local industry allies as well as institutions of higher learning to get low-carbon mobility solutions to market faster. The FT-Me was first introduced as a concept in March 2025 and represented Toyota's ideal of super sleek next-gen EVs. It is an image of lean aerodynamic body, angular lines, and signature LED lighting patterns. Whereas design elements of the concept, such as lighting complexity and amount of technology detail, will definitely be cut back for manufacturing, shape and proportions in general will be very close to the concept. In contrast to the majority of conventional city vehicles, approximately 2.5 meters long, FT-Me is aptly comparable to other quadricycles like Citroën Ami, Fiat Topolino, Opel Rocks Electric, Renault Mobilize Duo, and Microlino. Toyota plans to provide a vehicle that is well-engineered in terms of energy efficiency and forward-looking with 90% lower carbon emissions compared to conventional urban EVs. The quadricycles, in the case of the European L6e Light quadricycle regulation, are limited to 5 horsepower and 45 kilometers per hour. They are suitable for short journeys within urban city centers. With the FT-Me will be compliant with all these laws, very low cost and simple to drive. The added bonus that in some European countries, 14-year-olds are legally able to drive an equivalent vehicle. Toyota has placed the range per charge at 100 kilometers and would be 20 to 30 kilometers further if onboard solar panels receive good sunlight. This value-enhancing power boost feature not only adds customer value, but also reduces the requirement for charging stations, at least for sunlight-abundant drivers. Advanced Propulsion Center investment demonstrates increased collaboration between industry and government on sustainable city transport solutions. Toyota Manufacturing UK Managing Director Darius Mikolajczak highlighted the importance of the partnership, saying the research will advance Toyota's understanding of small electric vehicle viability and increase the company's low-emission capability. The venture will advance Toyota's UK operations and establish the UK as a center for EV research and production. Aside from its technological advancement, the FT-Me is also a revolution in future mobility of European cities. It is not simply a question of electrification, but of designing cars that are inherently designed to be better adapted to shorter distances, convenient parking, and reduced environmental impact. Toyota's vision is a consideration of the growing trend towards right-sized cars, where performance and eco-friendliness are prioritized over power for the sake of power. On the assumption that the feasibility test is successful, it would become feasible to utilize the Burnaston plant for manufacturing the FT-Me Small Series. This would enable the UK to spur investment and collaboration in small series EV manufacturing and continue to enhance its global electric mobility image. For Toyota as an organization, the project represents an excellent opportunity to expand its European electric model portfolio and test market reaction to micro-mobility cars. While the FTM is still a paper concept today, that it has already progressed from a study design phase to an engineering program underwritten by a research grant already tells us a lot about how much more feasible the lighter electric vehicle is as a transportation platform down the line. Its low-cost operation, space-efficient, and environmentally friendly combined qualities can position it to be a competitor as a realistic one for traffic-congested and urban European metropolises and their ecologically aware consumers. Toyota hasn't set a date yet for when production will start, but this will be determined by the feasibility study. With the levels of development that have already occurred over the last few months, combined with government subsidies, first vehicles can come onto UK roads within a couple of years. The scheme not only reiterates Toyota's green agenda, but also cements the UK as an electric vehicle manufacturing center. The FT-Me concept reality leap is a mini electric mobility revolution. With collaborative research, green connectivity, and simple sustainability plan, this mini EV has the potential to redefine near-future urban mobility. Toyota's continued focus on clean technology transforms the FT-Me not only into a concept validation, but an experiment in greener, better, simpler tomorrow's urban mobility.